Well, I did a thing. Um, about the 50th anniversary set, and I do not regret it whatsoever. Okay, maybe a little bit, but well, first time I do this, so I think I'll start off with my favorite one of all, Ironhide. Here's Ironhide, but as a disclaimer, um, excuse my bad English, a little nervous, a little weird, a little goofy, but um I'm gonna start off with looks, articulation, and then vehicle mode. But just to say, Ironhide's new design for the 50th anniversary, which I should say more of his new decal, is, in my opinion, way better than his original mold. Even though I do miss the little Autobot symbol he used to have right here. Um, Overall, I do think he looks a lot better. His eyes, only one of them is painted, and I think that makes him look less goofy. Because in the original one, he looked pretty goofy with his blue eye. Um, the silver feet are a nice touch, and yeah, it's a pretty good back. It's a pretty good back. Oh, but that's where the problems arise. My copy, in the my box arrived not even inside of another box, but not even taped. And like some people have said, he's a little too chunky for the box. So I do have some paint shipping right there, but it's not too bad, and I'm pretty sure I could fix that. But what I was saying is the the silver in his feet are a nice touch, and the gray here is also a nice touch. But now to talk about my biggest issue with the figure is he can't stand right. And mine personally had a problem with the feet, but I already fixed it. Which was that, well, you saw it right there. This one's a lot more loose than the other one. And it's just sucky quality control from Hasbro. But despite that, I will say this is the best Studio Series I've ever owned. I wish I could have gotten the upgrade kits, but I don't really want to pay $50 for feet, a chest, and two guns. But his head goes that way that much, that way that much, and does not go up or down. His feet have no pegging. Pegging, no. Ankle pivot, there's no pivot. Um, what I do to fix the problem would be, excuse me, I have to hold my phone because I didn't plan this out pretty good. But what I do is I go like this, kind of give him a all the Transformers are dead kind of walk, the one that Shockwave has. He kind of stands right, but even with this bad articulation in the feet, his hands are pretty good. They go this much and this much. They don't go up that high, but that's because of the shoulders, and it's the same for the other side. Yeah, you can see that his ankles are not that strong. Well, not ankles, his knees, because of the quality control. Sorry. But alrighty, I'm gonna show you his vehicle mode, which I think is the best one out of all of them. Well, here's his vehicle mode. If I had to guess, it took me like about a good 10 minutes to transform. It's because I haven't transformed in a while, but for my copy, I think this looks better than the original. I think it was worth getting rid of the warning lights just for the feet and the face, but mine had a problem. Well, has a problem where sometimes that won't peg in straight, but if you not squish it too, not like jam it too hard, but like I think if you get the transformation 100% correct, he's able to transform. Underside cable, it's pretty good. The back, sadly, I wish these two pieces would connect better, but they don't. But does he roll? Yes, he does. Barely, but he rolls. His weapon storage is one of my favorites out of all of them. Just peg it in, and that's, I think, perfect. But this is one way I do it, which is combining both weapons. But it's another way where you could just boop, and boop. Oh, by the way, I'm recording this with one hand, not even a stand, so that's why it's very wobbly. So I apologize for that. But yeah, he's, I think, the best Studio Series figure I ever have. And his truck mode is just amazing. So I would honestly give this figure a 9 out of 10. Well, an 8, because I wish he had better articulation and ankle pivot. But yeah, that's my review for Ironhide. A 8 out of 10. Now for Bumblebee, which is my second least favorite. Look, I seen the original, and I think some of the paint that we lost was worth it for this headpiece, which is absolutely lovely. But I don't think it was worth us having just gray feet. His he's very wobbly. Like, feet just moves like that. You have to kind of like get him in a weird position to get him to stand. And he's good because once you have him in an actual stand, he does have pretty good stand. Like right now, that was an accident. But his coloring, I wish they kept the black streaks on his chest, because he looks a little too plain for me. I would much rather just had a less painted face than a bare plain chest. But his back is how every Bumblebee figure's back is. It's pretty it's flat. It's not that bad, but you could see a lot of the kibble. Yeah, he's pain in the butt to stand, but I like him. Okay, I'm still trying to find a way to do the articulation without messing up, but basically his feet goes that much and then that much. His arms could go that much, and that much. They can't really go back unless you close his back. Yeah, this figure, in my opinion, is just a mess. Got him to dance, but some things don't peg in, as you can see there. This was like that. This figure I think could have been a lot better, but his paint, I don't think it was worth losing all the black streaks on him for a face that I think, like, if we lost Optimus Prime's like blue in his feet, I think they could have just used that the money they used to like done that, which is that's Optimus Prime's new paint job, which isn't really that worth it. But if they got rid of that, I really wish they just used the money for that for just the rest of Bumblebee. But oh boy, my least favorite part, the vehicle transformation. Bumblebee has to have have the worst vehicle transformation, and I do not feel like doing it, but I'll do it as he does the splits. Here's Bumblebee in his transform mode, and I will say his transformation is absolutely hellish. And it's not even that worth it. It looks good if you have it like that, but like as you can see, the feet don't even. This figure has a lot of useless stuff. Like, why can these pieces move up and down? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm being stupid, but they move up and the arms don't tag in. They just kind of stay there. As you can see, it has horrible color mismatch. Like, this yellow is yellower and this is paler, and then like these two are more orange and pale orange, and it's just vehicle mode looks nice from a distance, and then when you get close, you can spot all the problems. For mine, some things didn't peg unless I like really tighten it. I for sure I never want to transform this thing ever again to a car, so I'll probably just have him in vehicle mode. I mean robot mode, but man, it's just not fun. I should probably compare it. Size comparison, and I should review the figure in the car mode. So Ironhide, I will give Ironhide a I think 8 out of 10 vehicle mode and 8 out of 10 robot mode. Bumblebee 7 out of 10 robot mode and 5 out of 10 vehicle mode. It's just not that good, and the gray on his wheel looks very ugly, and he only rolls from the back, and because of the arms he just kind of goes up like that, and if you really want both sides to roll, you have to like push him down. But yeah, Bumblebee, disappointing, not that bad, but could have been a lot more better. So, well, up to the next one, which it's Optimus, the leader of the Autobots, which he's actually, I would say, my second favorite one out of the bunch. I have the premium finished one, which is the 005, I think 3305. I mean 33. I'm just making stuff up now. SS05, I think it is, or SS32. I don't know. I think this one should be SS32. So the one I have is SS05. But forgot to mention Bumblebee's weapon. This weapon storage isn't even worth showing. It just looks bad. So, and again, we lost paint in his gun for no reason. But Optimus Prime. A lot of people complained about that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not really mind at all. Thing looks fine in general. I do see why people have some gripes with no blue here, but honestly, I want to try to get Jetfire, and he's gonna be the. And since I'm pretty sure it is compatible with Jetfire, I'm just gonna have a Jetfire mode, like Jet Power mode. So I don't think this will be too much of a hassle. But yeah, as I mentioned previously, we lost the paint there, so we could get paint here, and it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of like, I don't see why they had to do that. They could have just picked the same blue as like the rest of the figure. Now it's just a different type of blue over there. This figure has something else that's pretty like pointless, and I'm pretty sure I could show it right now. Well, I'll stop by in the middle of transformation so I could show you something. But his articulation is okay. It's better than Ironhide's. But like, hold up, let me just show you right here. He has pivot, but it goes that far, and he has a very useless ankle pivot. Like, I don't see no point. All right, as you can see, here's the. You can tell. Okay, hold up. I went upstairs. So clearly you can see it has blue. Obviously the paint job in this one's better. Some people said that they wish this one got the premium finish, but I feel like this one eventually will get one, so they could also sell a premium finish Jetfire, which I'm probably gonna have to buy. But it's weird because some things about this figure is better than this one. This one's better than that one. Like for example, I think the chest for the 32 is way better than the 05. He looks too flat. Um, Obviously I'm not gonna compare the colors because obviously this one is the best color, but they basically have the same head mold. Um, you could tell huge difference on the back. The back for this one, I like it better because it's not messy. But yeah, some things about this figure is better than this one. It's kind of weird. Like weapon storage for the back is way better for this one than this one. This one doesn't really have weapon storage for the back. Well, it does, but it doesn't really work well with the Energon blades. So what I do is I just stick them. If I'm not wrong, my own fan weapon storage for Optimus is I just stick them in there and like just have them like that. But it's weird. Like this one is like this, and this one's like that, and I think this is better. Like it actually closes here, which makes it look better, cleaner. This one just looks like it's missing something there. Transformation for this one is way better also, and I'll say it. I'll show it in a bit, but I should probably transform both of them, which is gonna take me a little longer. But I think this one's articulation is way better also. This one doesn't really have stuff in the way like this one. Like in the back, it has a lot of stuff in the way. This one not that much because what I do for this one is my own way to do it is like that. I prefer having them like that. But at this point, I'm just saying nonsense. But I'll show both of them in robot mode. I don't think the weapons are too worth it. I would actually prefer the blasters, but I'm kind of neutral with it because I already have the blasters because of this one and better swords. So I kind of like this one got swords, but I wish this one got guns. So his guns. So I own blasters. So yeah, I'll show the transformation probably for both. To show this real quick before I transform, I'm already partially there, but this is removable, and I don't know if it counts as transforming. I mean, you could transform it with it and without it, but I think it's easier without it. I think they did this so they could just change it for the Jet Power Prime for Dark of the Moon. But it's kind of weird. I will say I prefer this or that. But I wish they just made one prime instead of having made like 3. But yeah, I just wanted to show that. It's kind of useless. Optimus Prime's vehicle mode. I decided not to transform this one because I forgot how Optimus Prime is kind of not that fun to transform. Better than Bumblebee, but he's just a headache. But obviously my biggest gripe would be the smokestacks. But here, this is where the quality control for Hasbro like is shown. Stuff don't peg in. This is extremely loose. This thing comes off. These things don't peg, and yeah. I will give the vehicle mode better than Bumblebee, so probably a 7 out of 10. But robot mode is definitely an 8 out of 10, like Ironhide. But yeah. If you want to store his weapon, I guess this one you just have to peg it right there, and do the same thing on the other side. And yeah. Also, I forgot to show, forgot to show that Optus is actually not that bad in scale with the Voyager Megatron, which is the one I have. Which I like this figure. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. And it scales pretty good, in my opinion. And it scales even better with the other one, I think. But yeah, there's this one. So I would probably give his robot mode again 8 out of 10, and his vehicle mode a 7 out of 10. Now for one of the worst figures in the pack is Ratchet. A lot of people I think overhated it a bit too much. I think the arms are fine, but I really wish they could move. I think in general he looks pretty great. Mine came with a problem with a loose leg. I fixed it by adding some super glue around the joints, and I'm waiting to dry and then connecting it back, but it lasted for half a month until it wore off. The back is pretty bad, very inaccurate. See, very bad to stand up. His weapon, I'll just leave it like that. His weapon is not really that. I wish they gave him his gun instead, or at least both. But he basically, all he could do is just hold it or in the arm. But my biggest problem with it is definitely not the robot mode, but the vehicle mode, which I'm gonna show right now. His head is pretty bad. Bad articulation, just goes like that. Arms more movable than Iron Heights, I would say. But yeah, robot mode. This vehicle mode, and it's just, it looks better than the original, but the quality control issues are really highlighted in this one. These won't peg in no matter what I do. This won't peg in no matter if I took off the excessive plastic, it just won't peg in. Looks really bad because it's just sticking out. Sometimes what I do is I cover it with the and plus transformation is fun per se, but he feels too much like a shell former, and his under kibble is not that good either. You could kind of see his head sticking out in his hands, but yeah, I think it's not that good. I prefer his robot mode for sure. So vehicle mode, I should give him a 5 out of 10. Maybe a little better than Bumblebee, but a 5.5 out of 10 for Bumblebee. But robot mode, this one's, it's because of the quality control issues. I think these two are both tied in the robot mode, which is a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I know this one was a bit quicker, but it's because I don't really have much to say. But yeah, I wish it was better. Yeah. Well, to the last one. It's the third best Jazz. It's kind of weird, but in a good way. His paint job is absolutely phenomenal. His back is not that good, but I display my figures like this, so I'm not gonna go like that. He's pretty balanced. I had him in the pose where he's kicking sideways, but yeah, I really like the gold mustard they use for some of the joints, for some of the paint. And give me a bit so I could put the weapon on him. His weapon is actually very cool, in my opinion. What I gotta do is twist here, and then you stick it in the hole. That sounds bad in the dark, but trust me, get out here, and there. So this gun, he could either hold it with his actual hands like that, or you could turn the hands upside down and you could kind of peg it in. But this one, his paint job is just phenomenal. He is the only figure I have that has no quality control issues, and I'm actually really glad about that. And his articulation is very good. His feet are kind of weird. They sometimes can't do something, and other times they can. At least they have pivot, really good pivot, which is I'll give it that. But he's very poseable, And I'll show you the vehicle mode, and you'll see how great it is. And here he is in his vehicle mode, and I will say this has to be my second favorite vehicle mode out of right next to Ironhide, because I don't know, I have this thing for Transformers turning into very small compact cars and making it look perfect. The only issue I will give it is the panel lines, but the coloring makes it perfect, and he just looks flawless in my opinion. His vehicle storage is very cool too. I actually think it's pretty like cool. What I'll do is, if I'm not wrong, this way. You just peg it in, and yeah, I think it's one of the best weapon storage out of all of them. His figure, I will give him an 8 out of 10, and vehicle mode, I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because I think it's even better than Ironhide's. But yeah, his paint job absolutely makes him look phenomenal, and yeah, that's the last figure out of all of them. And yeah, I'll just do a recap. It has its issues, its quality control issues and stuff like that, but I think overall this set was pretty worth it. Maybe it should have been a little cheaper than 140, but I think it was worth it. Ironhide, just for Ironhide's worth it, and Jazz. Optimus Prime, eventually I would have needed this Optimus Prime if I wanted the jet powered Prime. Bumblebee, he's the black sheep, I think, and Ratchet is only just mainly suffered with quality control. I think that's what made his figure bad, but Bumblebee, I think, was just destined to be bad. Jazz, he's phenomenal. He rolls pretty good, and I think, in general, he's a very nice figure to look at. I will say, robot mode for Ironhide, I changed it. I think 8.5 out of 10. Vehicle mode, 8 out of 10. Bumblebee, 7 out of 10 robot mode, 5 out of 10 vehicle mode. Optimus Prime, 8 out of 10 robot mode and 6 out of 10 vehicle mode. It's just, when I say vehicle mode, I mean if the transformation is fun or not and does it look good. It looks good, except I wish these were higher up, but it's not that fun to transform, man. So I will give him a 6 out of 10 for the vehicle mode, but 8 out of 10 for the robot mode. Which, that's not the robot. That's another one. But for Ratchet, his robot mode could have been better. I give his robot mode a 7 out of 10. His vehicle mode, it suffered just a lot of quality control. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10. And Jazz, he has a, I think, 7.5 out of 10 robot mode, and his vehicle mode, I think it's just flawless. It's a 9 out of 10. But yeah, that's my review for the 50th anniversary Studio Series Transformers. So yeah, that's me. Bye.
Our worlds are in danger. To save them and the galaxy, we must find the 4 cyber planet keys before the Decepticons can use them for evil.